Hello and welcome to Reddit Tell All. Today we are going to be looking at the subreddit group r/relationship advice. If you do like this video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. And with that out the way, let's get on with the story. I, 36 female, am unhappily married to a cheater, 33 male, who I've recently begun cheating on with my best friend, 37 male. Long one, long time coming. About 8 months ago, I found out my husband was cheating on me. He's a musician and very handsome, so of course, in bar gigs, the women like him. We have a 6-year-old daughter, so many nights I can't go watch him play. I had my suspicions as he started coming home much later than normal, or coming back the next day if he drank too much. But my suspicions weren't confirmed until a woman came pounding on my door. One of the women he was cheating with, there were 3 women. One of them turned out to be a stalker. She slashed his tyres and he now has a restraining order because of multiple death threats. If he was from the US like me and a citizen, I would have divorced him already. But I don't want my daughter not having a father. She loves him very much. Aside from the cheating and disrespecting of her mother, he treats our daughter like she's his world. I want him out, but without me, he's likely going to be thrown out of the country. In the beginning, I wanted to fix this. He is trying to be better, showering me with affection, being very apologetic. He even stopped playing live shows and took a musical engineer's job to get away from that life a little. But it all became too much for me and I couldn't forget or forgive what happened. For 4 months, I didn't tell a soul about what he did. I didn't want to look like a fool and didn't want our family living in the shadow of this forever, so I kept it between us. Needing to talk, I contacted an old friend of mine who I only knew from the internet and didn't know anyone in my circle. We've been friends for a decade and met as a part of a creative online community. The connection I have with this man, we're like soulmates. I could talk to him all day, every day, but it was never romantic. I knew he was divorced and wanted to both vent and ask his advice on how to proceed with mine, or what he would do in my shoes. He was my shoulder to cry on and was very supportive of me, and recommended things like marriage counselling or talking to my family. He was under the impression that I wanted to remain married, so he spent about a month or so trying to help me fix my marriage. I never told my husband any of this. After a couple of months, I and my friend are talking on a daily basis and I find myself in constant contact with him. Out to dinner with my family, I'm still texting him. Still nothing sexual or romantic. My husband is still trying to fix things, but at this point, it just feels like he's some stranger who lives in my house. I'm the breadwinner. I start having feelings for my friend. Then, one day, friend mentions he'll be near my town to see family and offers to take my family out to dinner. He intended to take me, my daughter and husband out. And that's when I told him my first lie. I didn't want my husband around because I don't ever really want him around, but just smile pretty and act like I'm okay for my daughter's sake. I told my friend my husband took my daughter somewhere else that evening and that I would meet him for dinner myself. Everything escalated so quickly. In the span of 45 minutes, we went from entirely platonic friends who never so much as flirted with each other to us doing the deed for 5 hours until I was brain dead. I then ugly cried in his arms for another hour, as it felt like everything that happened kind of crashed onto me all at once. Not to mention the guilt for what I did, because I did not want to be the sort of person who cheats like this. I love my friend. I have stronger feelings for him than I've had for any other man in my life. I know I need to end my marriage. It'll only get more toxic from here if things continue, but my God, is this a mess? How do I even start getting out of this? Update. I, 36 female, am unhappily married to a cheater, 33 male, who I've recently begun cheating on with my best friend, 37 male. So the spookiest part of my Halloween was being awkwardly confronted by my husband after my daughter went to sleep. He asked me about my affair partner and how long I've been talking to him. He didn't ask in a forceful way, but sort of an awkward please be truthful kind of way. I told him that I contacted him because he was an old friend and I needed someone outside our regular circle of family and friends to discuss his infidelity, so a rumour mill wouldn't get going. In fairness, that part was 100% true. He was slowly working his way up to an accusation, so I just flat out told him that I slept with my affair partner. He asked me if I loved affair partner. I told him I did. He asked me if I still loved him at all. I broke down crying and told him that I can't anymore, that he was the perfect man for me, but after what he did to us, I just can't look at him the same way again, that I thought his judgment was better than what it is. I did then apologise for what I did and said my own judgment has been compromised. He said that he still loves me and he's back to saying that he just got caught up in the moment with these women, which is ridiculous because it went on for months. He then got angry and said if I had to get revenge and sleep with more men to even the score, then I could, but that it had to stop and that we needed to seek therapy together. I told him I would rather be divorced, or at least separated until his immigration status is settled, and then divorce, which looks like what's going to happen. So he's now staying in the basement guest room. I'm in my normal bedroom, and the separation has begun. I'm going to help him with his immigration status, as despite my anger, I'd rather not think about my friend of all these years living in the conditions he used to, or worse, my daughter visiting there and getting kidnapped or something. So I will do him this final favour and we will go our separate ways. I contacted my affair partner to tell him that he and I ought to slow things down for the foreseeable future until all of this can be ironed out. But he was only going to be in town for a couple more days, so we went out and I let him do his thing. Anyway, that's about it. I'll update again if anything of note happens. Well, that's the story today. So I just wanted to share with you a few of the responses the OP gave to some of the comments. So a lot of people was asking her whether she got used for the green card, which OP said that she thinks she got played. And I would have to agree with that as well. Secondly, a few of the people said that the affair partner abused the situation. She did shut that down and said that she was the one that come on to him. One thing just led to another and it happened. So she was quite adamant that he did not abuse the situation. She loves him and she thinks that he loves her. So hopefully, you know, there's a good story there. The other thing is she did say that her husband had 3 affairs and one of them lasted for over a year, which is just crazy. The other one was the stalker that spray painted stuff on her car, said death threat, so that must have been quite scary for her. The other one was just like a pregnancy scare, so she found out because of that. But that's pretty much all she said. I will leave the link down below as well because I feel like there will be another update, but at this moment that is it. So if you do want to check that out, have a look in the description below. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a like, share with your friends, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.